There's a good chance that most of what you know about ski jumping comes from ABC's Wide World of Sports.
And the agony of defeat.
Oh, that was way better.
But Gary Rasmussen says it's not that scary.
She's jumping.
Especially for the young kids he helps learn the sport throughout the year in Ishpeming, Michigan. This is the home of the National Ski Hall of Fame, a hall that includes Gary's dad, Wilbert.
He actually set the record on Suicide Hill in 1946 on his very first ever competitive jump at age 15.
Gary's dad had his eyes set on the U.S. Olympic ski jumping team. He was serving in Korea in 1951 when the tryouts were held. He got leave and made the team.
Yeah! Awesome.
Today, Gary coaches kids learning the sport. This is a very important place in the ski jumping world. The Ishpeming Ski Club was begun in 1887, and in 1925, they built what is called Suicide Hill.
A skier came off, Hans Andersen. Hans fell and had a pretty bad accident on his first jump on the hill, and a journalist in the crowd at the time said, "Oh my God, anybody who jumps that is committing suicide." And the name stuck.
The club has had a continuous annual ski jumping competition here for over 130 years. You'd think Gary would get a break from coaching in the summer. Actually, it's one of his busiest times of the year, as they simply wet down the track and land on plastic.
And so it's critically important for serious ski jumpers to be out in the summer because we can jump every single time we schedule training.
Maybe you believe ski jumping is only a sport for people not mature enough to know better. Gary says that isn't necessarily the case.
I believe 4, 5, 6 years old is optimal, although if a decent athlete who's 10, 12, or 14 perhaps is already a downhill skier and a little bit of a daredevil, we have seen those kids come out and excel.
Gary loves helping kids learn to fly on this historic hill.
First thing you got to do is get your skis as wide as that track.
And these kids love the feeling, rushing down the track and into the air.
It allows me to be able to fly.
Why do you like flying?
Because I really like birds.
And this notion that the sport is dangerous, well, that may be more fiction than fact.
Oh, it is far less dangerous than alpine skiing. They've kept statistics at Park City and Lake Placid at the Olympic complexes, and the number of lost days of participation and injury for ski jumping is a fraction of downhill skiing, and actually more in line with the number of lost days in cross-country skiing.
You may think of ski jumping as a winter sport, but it's truly year-round. And for 132 years, it's the Ishpeming Ski Club that's trained some of the top winter athletes in the nation. Traveling the countryside in Ishpeming, Michigan, I'm Andrew McCrae.